Good morning, children, and welcome back for our history video. Today, we're going to continue with the same chapter that we have started in our last video, that is, chapter number 13, Life of the People in Maharashtra. We have seen different points in that video. Just to have a review of the video, we have studied about the social conditions during the medieval period, standard of living, types of houses, dressing style, food style, and even we have studied about the entertainment part, celebrations of different festivals, literature, and many more things. Now, today we're going to proceed with the same chapter and we're going to cover some more points in this video. So, my dear children, in this part of the video, we are going to see the woman's life. That means how the condition of woman was there in the medieval period. We are going to see different temples established at different places in Maharashtra, sculptures, and ghats. So let's begin with the explanation and let us see each point in detail. So, what was the condition of women at that time? That means in the medieval period. Completely, the situation and the scenario was different. Women were considered as inferior as compared to men in the society, and they were neglected for each and everything. So, women's life in those days was full of hardships, lots of struggles and difficulties in the life. But still, she continued to work. Before the marriage, she was daughter at home and father need to put restrictions. They used to put restrictions on their daughter in that time. And after the marriage, husband was there. So woman completely did not have her own decisions to take. Even their education was neglected. They were not getting chance to take education, not a simple primary education also. Only few exceptional women were there who had made progress in the society in different sectors. And with their literacy and their administrative policies and battle skills, they are a renowned personalities in Indian history. So these women such as Veer Mata Jijabai, Maharani Yasubai, Maharani Tarabai, Umabai Dhabade, Gopika Bai and Punya Shlok Ahilyabai Holkar. So these were the eminent personalities who had contributed in Indian history. Women were ill treated during that time, during the time of medieval period. So here are a few examples that shows us that how unequal status was there in the society for women. Child marriages, that marriages at an early age. Then unequal marriage means maybe a male or a man would be in a more age as compared to a girl or a lady. Widowhood, that means if a husband dies, the lady is not having any right to enjoy any pleasures of life. That means first of all she need to compromise with colors. All the colors should not be wore, only simple white color, and then have simple food, simple living, sacrifice all the luxurious things in the life. Now sati means when a husband dies, the lady need to sit in the same funeral and burn herself. That means now what was the thinking? What was the superstitious thinking? That after the husband's death, the lady is not having a right to live. Then Keshwapan, we know a lady's beauty is signified by her hairs, and no one should admire her hairs or she should not have any kind of love. If she would have hairs, then she would make different styles, hairstyles, and she would try to look beautiful. So that was not her right after widowhood. So even the hairs were being removed. And polygamy. A polygamy means a man can have more than one wives. During that time, this was being followed, and these all things had a great loss to ladies, to women. So this was the harsh restrictions that were imposed on women. So the period from 1630 CE to 1810 CE is broadly defined as Maratha Shahi, where women were treated equally in the society, and these restrictions were not been there. So let us review the art and architecture of this period in brief, and we are going to see different temples, ghats, that how they were beautifully architect and who all were involved in doing this work. The next point is sculpture. Now, sculpture, we know that it means statues or idols. So, how beautifully they were carved during the Peshwai period, or we can say during the Maratha period. So, we can find the references to restoration of Kasba Ganpati, that is in Pune, and it is also called as Manasa Ganpati. Then Lal Mahal, it is again in Pune. Then construction of Raigad and Rajgarh fort and building different sea forts. So these all are related to the architectural work. At that time, Hiroji Indulkar was a famous architect who had worked and prepared these things. Now, while setting up a village, what different things were being followed? It was having an unusual pattern. Usual pattern it was there, and road cuttings one another at right angles, and the construction of this was either um with the stones or with the mud, and extensive ghats were there along the river bank, and these ghats were having steps. That means need to go down near the river. These ghats were having the steps, and these steps were made up of stones. Now during the Peshwa period, drinking water supply system was built, and it was built just similar to the ones that were there at Ahmednagar and Bijapur. As similar the drinking water facilities that were available at Ahmednagar and Bijapur, the Peshwais had also built underground pipes. Along with that, small dams were there, gardens, courts, tanks, fountains. So these are water facilities were available underground. And one of the famous water facility we can say that is the Mastani Talab. That is one of the famous place at Dive Ghat near Hadapsar, and this is present in Pune. So it's a worth noting place. Then Shaniwar Wada and Vishram Wada, again it is in Pune, and Sarkar Wada in Nasik. So these are the places here also water facilities along with the beautiful structure is been made for water. So Raghunath Rao Peshwa's Wada at Kopargaon, then Vadas of Satara, Chhatrapati, as also the old Vadas that are present in Vai, Melwali, then Toke, Srirangode, Pandarpur are the symbols of medieval Vada culture. Nowadays, we are having multi-story, then bungalows are there, then buildings are there, skyscrapers are there, many things are there. But at that time, Vadas were prevalent, and Vadas were made up of different styles, belonging to different class, and each one was having its own unique thing in the architectural pattern. Now, how was the structure of Vada? What all things were being used to prepare this or to build this Vada? Now, baked as well as unbaked bricks were being used to prepare to build these vadas. Along with that, wooden columns. We can see that pillars are there in the slide. So these were being made up of wood. Then rafts, boards, dressed stones. Means stones were being. You can see in the slide how in the slide the picture is there. The stones are there and the lines are there. That is the lines of the muds, and they were beautifully architectural work was there. Then arches were there. Arches you can see in the slide that a curve type you can see half curve. So this type of structure you can see in most of the vadas, and these were prepared with the line, and round tiles were there on the roof you can see, and along with that mud and bamboo was being used for the construction work. So at that time bricks, mud, wood, and especially the tiles. These were given preference to prepare to build the vadas, and these vadas were decorated with different sketches. The doors also were having beautifully carved designs on that. Paintings were also there, and wooden sculptures and mirrors were there in the vadas at different places. So even small latches were also very designed, means very beautifully designed it was. So each and everything was given proper emphasis, and accordingly the structure was being made. As discussed, you can see in the slide that each vada is having its own unique thing. The structure, the combination of colors, the style, the entrance, the windows, staircase, and even the design, the architectural work, the painting, means each vada was having its own unique style, and that is why it was called as a particular vada. We have seen so many vadas, and these old vadas, especially at Vai, Melvani, Toke, Pandarpur, are the symbols of medieval vada culture. Now also you can see at certain places these vadas are there, and especially they are built with wood only and mud, bricks, stones are there, and it symbolizes the Marathi culture. Moving on to the next point is temples. Now, why temples are made? What is the reason of making these temples? So, the reason behind making these temples are to take the blessings of God at a certain place, to establish its idols there, and people come and worship this God. So, that time temples were also given emphasis, and the architectural work of temples was also a significant thing. The temples during that period had followed a style, the similar style that was followed in Yadav period, that is Hemadpanti style. And the Shikhar of the Ambabai temple of Kolhapur, you can see in the slide different temples are shown, and each temple is having its own design, its own pattern, and that is why each temple is named after its work. Some are having name based on the god or goddesses that have been there, and some are having names based on the place. Now the temples in on the Jyotiba hill, even they are unique. Then Shambhu Mahadev temple of Shikhar Shingnapur, then Grineshwar temple of Verul are having excellent work, and the Bhavani Devi temple on Pratapgarh. So each one is having its own unique thing in it, and that is why it signifies the culture of Marathas and how these things were given preference. The architectural work, the painting, the small things were being taken into consideration. Temples we have seen in the previous slides, and here are some more few temples. We can see that Saptakoteshwar temple, that is at Goa, is built by Shivaji Maharaj, and many more temples are there during the Peshwa period that are still there, and they have been still preserved as a part of Marathas culture. So Grineshwar temple, then Kalaram temple at Nasik, Shiva temple at Trambakeshwar, and one more Shiva temples at Kaigaon and Toke are having the confluence of Godavari and Pravara, and the Mohini Raj temple at Nevase. So these are the temples where we can find the work that was being done by different architectures, and cannot be forgotten what work they had done, and still it has been preserved. That is a big deal. The ones who are handling this, really hats off to them to look after the work, even to preserve these things that have been given by our ancestors is a very big thing. So whenever we are visiting such place, we should see that we should not destroy anything. We should preserve this cultural heritage so that future generation can also have a view that what our ancestors had passed on to us. Moving on to the next point is ghats. The stone ghats were built on a river or at a confluence of rivers, are the characteristics of Maratha Shahi. The confluence means where the two rivers are coming and meeting, how we can say a tributary in the same way. So, the most remarkable at a specimen of a ghat is one at a Toke, and the another one is Pravara Sangam on the confluence of Godavari and Pravara. So, These two places are having very beautiful, we can say, confluence of the rivers, and that is why it has been signified as a ghats. Now you can see in the slide that how ghats are having steps, and these steps are reaching to the water area, that is to the rivers. Now in this flight of steps there would be one wide step at regular intervals. So why these wide steps were there? So that it would beautify the ghats in a better way, and as well as the construction of the ghats could be signified by these steps. Now strong bastions were there. Now what are these? It is just a structure of wall made with stones or bricks to protect the surrounding areas with the destructive water currents. Means whatever harm could be possibly there because of these water currents. So to protect these harmful things, these bastions are built near the ghats. So how people used to protect, how Marathas used to protect themselves in the fort with the enemy's attack, or they could aware themselves with the enemies through different places, through different holes. They would come to know through their secret safety places, they used to come to know that enemies are going to come and attack and they should protect themselves. So in the same way, these ghats were having bastions that would protect the surrounding areas with the harmful water currents. We can say the tidals, how tides are there in the same way. My dear children, in this part of the video, we have seen what was the condition of women during medieval period, how pathetic it was, but few women have shown their bravery and courage, and they have proved themselves that they are the great Maratha women warriors, and being a part of this, still we remember them in the medieval Indian history. Then we have seen different sculptures, statues, we have seen different temples and ghats, how they are beautifully carved and what are their specification in each. So my dear children, few points are remaining in this chapter that we are going to continue in the next video. And keep reading the chapter. As I have told you earlier, it would be helpful for you to increase, to enhance your vocabulary, as well as few new words are there that also you can read and learn that. So keep watching the video. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.